Hello and welcome to a short series of tutorials on how to install and use Purdue University's MultiSpec program. Today in this first video, I'm just going to be going over the basics of where to get MultiSpec, installing it, finding the install location, and navigating some of the basic menus. So let's not waste any time and let's jump right in. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to this website right here, engineering.purdue.edu. Or you can just type MultiSpec into Google. It should be the first link that comes up. Just make sure you're getting it from Purdue and not anywhere else. All right, next thing's next. You're going to want to select what operating system you're going on. I'm on Windows, so we'll hit Windows. Then you'll have your choice of these two right here. I would advise going with the most up-to-date one, this one published on the 17th of April, 2020. So we'll just grab that. It'll start downloading. And one thing that a lot of users have trouble with, I know I had trouble with as well, is that this isn't your typical executable download. What this is, it's a auto-executing a zip file. So basically, when you run this, it's going to automatically unzip instead of just running a typical setup program. So what you're going to do, navigate to downloads, double click on this. Windows will pop this up. This isn't a virus, trust me. It's just because it isn't listed as one of the major software publishers. So you can just hit run anyway. All right, and so what this is going to do, it's going to bring up the self extractor. So a couple things you're going to have to pay attention to. This right here will unzip. This is basically the button that says yes, go ahead and install it in whatever location. By default, it's going to install this to your app data local and temp folder, which can be a problem because app data is hidden by default on Windows. So a lot of people may have trouble finding that. Again, I know I did as well until I came back and took a closer look at it. So what we can do, we can go ahead here and navigate and set a custom place for it. I'm just going to be simple. I'm going to put this on my desktop. You can put this wherever you want. If you want to leave it in that default directory, don't worry. I'll be including a way to access that as well. Sorry, early in the morning. My words are not with me. So after we set our destination, we'll hit unzip. It'll do its thing. We'll get a confirmation. 41 files unzipped successfully. Hit OK, and we're good to close this. We'll close this. We don't need this anymore. And so, if done successfully, we'll have this folder, MultiSpec 164. Now, if you install it to the default directory, I'm going to show you how to access that. So, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go to your Windows search menu, under % app data %, and that'll bring up that hidden folder. By default, it's going to dump you in the roaming directory. So what we're going to do, we're going to go one layer up back to app data, then go to local, then scroll down here where it says temp. Then, as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff in here. So we're just going to make this easy. We're going to type in multi, should be enough to bring it up. There we go. MultiSpec. Oh. Yeah. So this is, so since I reinstalled it, since I already had it installed on this computer, it must have messed with my existing installation here. But basically, if you install it to the default directory, the same files we can see here on the desktop, this is where it's going to be in temp. So after we've located that, we can open this up, and here's everything we're going to need to run MultiSpec. And here's the application. We'll double click as usual. It'll open up, and this is MultiSpec. So the main thing you're going to see here, this little window right here, this is text output. When you're running image processing, important information on the status and results will be outputted here. It's basically the same as a terminal if you're used to Windows command line or anything like that. Basically, we don't need this right now. So what we can do is we can just go ahead and minimize. Anything we minimize while we're running MultiSpec is going to be stored down here. So if you like, oh no, I lost it, don't worry, it's not lost. You can just hit this. You can hit the full screen button. It'll full screen it. And if you're wondering where'd all my windows go, you can just restore down, and it'll be right back here. All right. So this is basically the same as most any other program. So you're going to look for you'll have your stuff open image, open project, new project, all of this. So let's say, since most of these are grayed out, we actually need to bring something into this. So let's get an image in here. So we'll do open image, and you'll navigate to wherever it is you have your image. Anywhere, this can be anywhere on your PC. For this, I'm gonna open this little four band nape image of Bridgewater, Virginia. And once we do that, then you'll get this window. This is setting your display specifications. This is where you can mess with your extent, saying where you want to start and end the image in Cartesian coordinates. So for right now, if we just want to display the whole image, don't worry about this. So this is our display, and we can set our type. So this is if you want your one-channel thematic, your one-channel grayscale, your three-channel color, or your side-by-sides. We're going to stick with three-channel color because we just want the regular color image as it is. And so we'll go ahead and set these. We'll set green to red to 3, green to 2, and blue to 1. And here you can invert these if you want to. This is useful if you want to create a false color composite. You can mess around with this. But like I said, right now, we just want a regular color image. Then over here, you can mess with your enhancement. I'm not going to mess with any of this. Right now, it's a little bit beyond the scope of what we're doing. So we'll hit OK. This will come up if it's the first time loading the image in this session. This is just going to create a histogram. We're absolutely fine to leave these as default. And when you do that, you should have your image all loaded up. And this window is the same as the text. You can move it around, position it, minimize it, full screen. Whoop, wrong one. Full screen it and restore down. All the same as any other window. All right. So that concludes it for the first part. Tune into the next video where I'll be talking about how to perform basic classification on this. All right. Thank you.